Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily and wisely and effectively simply organize your life so that you are able to be successful and to win and to gain health and wealth and maintain it and increase it against any and everything that could possibly happen. In other words, you're wisely prepared by a basic organizational method, a little bit of self-discipline that you practice daily so that you can master your life and your destiny and anything that happens, okay? Talking about even those eventualities that we may not actually be able to foresee. While we can actually foresee the future with wisdom because of how life is cyclical, and then also make the future a certain way, at the same time, the sort of unknown factor, and the only unknown factor is just a divine surprise, it always works out much better, okay? Yet, with this discipline, you're basically prepared, or you're postured so that beyond being able to foresee the future and make it a certain way, you can also manage everything right now with wisdom so that anything that could happen all happens to your benefit and advantage. This is because of maintaining a certain steadfast, wise, basic amount of self-discipline and being postured, right, firmly planted and maintaining a stance whereby you manage everything so that what's happening is that you have mastery over everything that happens. So this is as if now, no matter what happens, you can always manage everything that's happening so that it happens to be very good for you. Okay? This is through basic self-discipline and maintaining a certain amount of minimum standard wise self-discipline. Okay, and the way that this is this is a page from a calendar that I write. This is a self-mastery calendar, a calendar that contains the most relevant and important information about the life cycles that I, for example, am in. So on this day, right, I'm going to explain to you what's going on here. Any one of us is in, actually, every human being is in or within about 9 different cycles of life that are relevant. I'm going to show you. The first one is a short lunar unit of 3 hours that alternates between negative and positive. It also makes itself visible and is legible in the form of the tides that happen, where there's basically 2 high tides a day and 2 low tides a day. And you'll use a chart from the nearest maritime location to where you're located as a point of reference. So that's the short lunar unit of 3 hours. The next is the daily period of the cycles of life from like A, right, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And there's always 7 of these a day, and they're 3 hours, 25 minutes long. There's 7 of them a day. Okay, that's a daily period of the cycles of life. Then you have the 3.5 day long lunar unit of the cycles of life that constantly basically alternates between negative and positive. That also has to be identified. Okay. Then you have the annual life cycle period of 52 days that you're in. Now, 365 days is a solar year. Every person's annual life cycle begins on the birthday, and you have 7 52-day annual life cycle periods, including an annual health, life, and business cycle, where it's particularly propitious or good for certain things to be accomplished. And those are the things you work on, and they work. Okay? And then you have the simple overall period of human life from 0 to 144 years. And because I, for example, am 37 years of age, I'm in a 6 overall simple period of human life, right? Because of movements of 7 years. Okay. And then there's another thing to monitor, and that's your soul personality. In fact, I should probably just show you the book real quick. This is the most valuable book in existence next to the Holy Torah itself. And one other little book. Here we have an overview of the cycles of life. Basically, you've got you sort of have an overview of these, right? As I summarized, you've got the daily periods of 3 hours 25 minutes. Then you've got the short lunar unit hours, the long